You are watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the October 27th meeting for the Michigan City Historic Preservation Commission. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
We'll call the meeting to order. Can we have roll call, please?
Good evening, Ms. Dalton.
Present.
Ms. Wilson.
Present.
Mr. Zimmer.
Present.
Ms. Haddad.
Present.
Ms. Bowman.
Here.
Ms. Matsey.
Here.
Mr. Hurt. Absent.
He's right.
Ms.
He's right
Oh,
there.
wait, I'm sorry.
He's coming.
Coming in.
Oh, here he comes. Okay, we're gonna call him here. There he is. Present. Mr. Hurt is present. Ms. Tejeda.
Here.
Mr. Esbar.
He's absent.
He is absent. I am here. We have a visitor with us. Ms. Parcell is not here this evening, but Todd Ziegler with Indiana Landmarks is playing the role of Deb Parcell this evening. So thank you for joining us. Mr. Colter is not here, but Mr. Hale is present.
Present.
Thank you. End of roll call.
Okay, may I have a motion for approval of the agenda? Then moved. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Thank you. Everyone had the minutes from our last meeting. Are there any questions or comments? Okay. Pat, would you read our purpose?
Our statement of purpose comes from Place Economics. Historic preservation is good for cities. No, not just good. Historic preservation is great for cities. The reasons historic preservation is great for cities are multiple. Aesthetic, symbolic, cultural, social, educational, economic, and others. We also read section 62-2 of the Michigan City Municipal Code on compliance. The erection, construction, enlargement, alteration, repair, demolition, color change, moving or maintenance of any building, structure, or appurtenance which is begun, continued, or maintained contrary to any provisions of this chapter is hereby declared to be a nuisance and in violation of this chapter and unlawful. Any person, whether as principal, agent, owner, lessee, tenant, contractor, builder, architect, engineer, or otherwise, who violates any provision of this chapter shall be punished as provided in section 1-7.
Thank you. Do we have any correspondence?
We do not have any correspondence.
Okay,
Madam Chair,
yes.
forgive me, but did we have a vote or an approval by voice vote of the minutes?
Yes.
We did?
Just you were talking, I think.
I was,
But we'll forgive you. We'll forgive you.
thank you,
Yes.
It wasn't a roll call. It's just everyone.
a voice vote.
Okay, we'll go ahead and start with our applications.
We have 3 applications. Let me make sure I got that right. Certificates of appropriateness for review that called for more extensive review, and those fell to Deb, of course, but Todd will go ahead, Mr. Ziegler will go ahead and present the staff report. Mr. Ziegler, you're on.
So first one's up is application number COA number 2025-049. Applicant's name, Greg Werner, 418 East 8th Street in the Elston Grove Historic District. The description of the proposed project is 1, to replace rotting wood on the windows, door, and porch with real wood, and badly settled concrete first floor porch and stairs with wooden deck and steps. Stain the deck and stairs using pecan and paint the porch and all trim with Sherwin-Williams SW 2829 Classical White. Number 2, rebuild the columns, handrails, and any trim wood. See the attached COA application, which was included in your packets, and then they're applying to add shutters. The staff recommendation on this and the findings of fact: 1, existing porch columns and balusters are not original to the house and are deteriorating. B, replacement of the porch elements with wood meets historic district standards. C, it is unknown if steps were originally wood. D, stain and paint colors are appropriate for the historic district. E, design of the proposed porch columns and balusters are compatible with the style and age of the home. F, shutters are not recommended and generally not approved by the commission where no shutters exist and there's no evidence that they existed previously. Number 2, recommended motions, approval of the replacement of existing porch railing columns, porch deck and steps, and paint and stain as is submitted. And number 2, denial of shutters. And that's it.
Thank you so much. Is the applicant here? Would you like to step up or are you good to go? Okay, we'll always offer an opportunity for you to speak. Okay, all right. So without any comments?
Anyone have any questions or comments?
I have a request. This is, like many that we have, a request that includes various elements. And it would be helpful, I think, if any motion would include all those elements. You can see that under the motions. But I would add to replacement of existing porch railing, I would add window, please, and columns, porch deck, and steps, and paint and stain as submitted. If you would like to combine an approval with a denial of shutters, you may do so in one motion, or you may consider that as a separate motion. I would also ask that you include a statement that your motion is based upon the staff report and specifically the findings of fact included in the staff report.
Someone like to make that motion, please?
I have a question. What window are you referencing?
I believe from speaking with Deb, and perhaps Mr. Ziegler could confirm, that there may be several windows that have rotting wood, and that she is recommending that as long as they're replaced with real wood, the components of those windows could be replaced.
Yeah, but may I add to that real quick? Yeah, in the description of the proposed project, it discusses replace rotting wood on the windows, door, and porch with real wood. It's an in-kind replacement. So typically in-kind repairs can be performed without approval, without a COA, but it's included. So you can just make that motion as the attorney had mentioned. Does that answer your question?
I still need someone to make a motion.
I'm gonna take my best stab. I was just afraid I'd miss something here. Okay. Looking for the actual, okay, here we go. I'd like to make a motion that we approve COA 2025-49-418 East 8th Street for all items that were applied for with the exception of denial of the shutters.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Do we have a
Roll call.
vote, please?
Everybody ready?
We're ready?
Ms. Dalton,
Aye.
Ms. Tejeda,
Yes.
Mr. Zimmer,
Yes.
Ms. Haddad,
Yes.
Ms. Bowman seconded, Ms. Matsy,
Yes.
Mr. Hurt,
Aye.
Ms. Wilson did
Aye.
the motion.
Yeah.
Mr. Esbar is not here. Thank you. The motion carries. And thank you very much. We look forward to seeing it. Looks like a great project.
Thank you.
Nice house. Duplex, actually, I believe. 516 Wabash.
So may I add something before we get started on
course.
this? So, this is, a property that is, the farmer's insurance is our family insurance. So with regards to that, I, am going to step away from this, particular process. But knowing that, of course, we'll be obtaining a sign permit and everything like that later if it all goes well. So-
Absolutely. Thank you, Ms. Haddad. Okay, Mr. Zeigler, you want to do 516?
Application number COA 2025-50. The description of the proposed project is install a 4-foot by 4-foot architectural ground sign and a 12-inch by 22-inch hours plaque on the building. Staff recommends the following actions. Number 1, finding of fact. Building currently has no permanent signage. B, building is rated non-contributing. And C, proposed signs are compatible with the surrounding historic district. Second, recommended motions. Approval of installation of the ground sign and small wall plaque sign as submitted.
May I make a comment, please?
Yes.
You all know that this body doesn't have authority to grant approval for zoning ordinance conditions. So our zoning ordinance has an entire article, Article 19, that's devoted to rules regarding signs. And Ms. Haddad knows that this body isn't granting approval from that provision of our zoning ordinance. So our zoning ordinance specifically requires that all legal signs require a permit. And so it might be appropriate if any motion to approve would include just the requirement that the petitioner is required to obtain a sign permit. And then we haven't overstepped our boundaries and the petitioner is given plenty of advice and notice about that provision.
Okay, would someone like to make that motion and add that a city permit for the sign is needed?
Yes, I'll make the motion. I move to approve 2025-50 in the installation of a ground sign and wall plaque sign as submitted, with the provision that they obtain a city permit for the installation of a sign.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Oh, wait, we're going to do a roll call. I'm sorry.
That's okay. All right, caught it. That's awesome. We're getting there. All right, so thank you so much. Ms. Dalton?
Yes.
Ms. Tejeda?
Yes.
Mr. Zimmer? Well, you
Yeah.
made the motion, so you're good.
Yes.
Ms. Haddad is not voting. Thank you. Ms. Bowman?
Aye.
Ms. Matsey?
Yes.
Mr. Hurt?
Aye.
Ms. Wilson?
Aye.
Thank you. The motion carries. And so now for our third, which another beautiful building. And I do know that the petitioner is here this evening and you are always welcome to come up and speak. We'll go ahead and go through it. And then if you'd like to make any comments, you're welcome to join us. Okay. So Mr. Zeigler, I'm going to turn it over to you for the staff report on the COA for 600 Franklin Street.
Application COA 2025-051, address 600 Franklin Street. The description of the proposed project, and it also references, please see the full description attached to the COA application, which you received in the packet. The description of the proposed project: 1, replace 13 windows on the rear east facade, lower level with glass block, lowest level with glass block. Number 2, replace the 11 windows on the rear, east, same facade, main level with commercial grade aluminum frame vinyl windows by Perfect. Staff recommendations. Finding of fact. Number 1, A, proposed windows to be replaced with glass block are deteriorated on the rear facade and are at or near grade. B, glass block will allow light while providing protection from alley traffic and vandalism. Food pantry is housed immediately behind these windows on the inside. C, main level windows have deteriorated frames and many do not close properly. D, vinyl windows are not recommended and generally not approved by the commission. E, window style, currently casement, and light division should be the same as existing with simulated divided lights. F, narrow framed fiberglass windows would closely replicate existing windows. See possible replacements in pre-approved window list above. 2 recommended motions: approval of replacement of 13 existing ground level windows on rear facade with glass block. Approval of replacement of 11 existing main level windows on rear facade with windows from pre-approved list or equivalent, with condition of matching size, style, and light division with simulated divided lights, and also with condition of final approval of 11 main level windows by staff. That's it.
Wonderful, thank you. Would the petitioner like to speak before the? Sure. Come on up. This is, by the way, I just want to acknowledge what a thorough application this was. Gianna was thrilled. And it really was, and it's absolutely a lovely building. Outstanding, as a matter of fact. So go ahead.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm so pleased to be here representing Trinity Episcopal Church in our stewardship of Barker Hall. Some of you, as I look around the room, I have a feeling that some of you have never been in Barker Hall. This was the 1930 gift of Catherine Barker before she married Mr. Hickox, and it replaced the building that her father had built. It is a core building to Michigan City that has been so important in the social, cultural, and religious life of our community. We are so pleased to be opening this building back to the community with many events. And if you have never been there, I invite you to please contact me. I would love to give you a tour of this facility. Some of the things that have happened recently, the upper level is a 3,600 square foot ballroom, and the whole ceiling up there has been completely historic preservation, quality restored. And we're looking at other projects and a major capital fundraising project coming up in 26, 27 to do a lot more repairs of our extraordinary facility and this real treasure, architectural treasure of Michigan City. So thank you for your consideration, and I invite you to come see me. Mr. Hale, it's great to see you.
It's good to see you. For the record, however, would you state your name and your relationship to the
Yes,
applicant?
thank you. My name is Matthew Kubik. My position within the Episcopal Church is I am senior warden of the congregation. That basically equates to president of the congregation. And so that's my position in coming before you and representing the church. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wonderful project. Okay, any comments or thoughts from the commission before we go ahead and do the roll call?
Please.
As a reminder, if you would make your motion and indicate that you're basing your motion on the staff report and the findings of fact that are contained in there, then it's always clear and a part of our record when we look back literally 1, 2, 3 years from now, that everybody will understand what the reasoning was, and that will protect us from a litigation issue as well. Thank you.
So, Ms. Dalton, we need a motion from someone.
I'd like to make a motion to accept COA 2025-51-600 Franklin for window replacements as advised. Replacement of 13 existing ground level windows on rear facade with glass block. Approval of replacement of 11 existing main level windows on rear facade with windows from pre-approval list or equivalent, and with condition of matching size, style, and light division with simulated divided lights. Final approval of the 11 main windows by staff.
I'm sorry, I can't do that.
Second.
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
I will call the roll. Ms. Dalton,
Yes, please.
Ms. Tejeda,
Yes.
Mr. Zimmer,
Yes.
Ms. Haddad,
Yes.
Ms. Bowman,
Aye.
Ms. Matsy,
Yes.
Mr. Hurt,
Aye.
and Ms. Wilson obviously did the motion, and Mr. Esbar is not here, so it carries. So wonderful, wonderful church, wonderful project. Thank you for coming.
I just wanted to make one clarification though, just to make sure that everybody understands what simulated divided light means. That the mutton bar is actually on the surface of the glass, not between the glass. Thank you.
And you do have a beautiful building there. And I remember it when I was a little younger than I am now. And it's still beautiful inside. Thank you.
I look forward to a tour. And I will be calling because it is wonderful. So thank you so much this evening. Okay. Thanks for coming.
Wendy?
Yeah.
I just also want to make a comment real quick.
Yeah.
Just in case, Matt Cubic leaves. I believe you might want to contact Redevelopment Commission because I think you might actually qualify for a facade grant.
So much.
We'll talk later.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to maintenance and staff reviews.
I will handle those. We have several, and we're going to go through this pretty quick, but I'm happy to answer any comments. I don't think there's anything overly controversial, but you never know. So please stop me. But as we go, we'll go through these. Thank you so much, Drew, for also running the presentation. So the first staff maintenance review we have is COA 2025-044, and that's at 728 to 732 Franklin Street. That is for repainting the Paris House of Bridal and Fashion. I'd like to say that I've worked with this applicant. They were pretty thoughtful about going back through the color palette to get a color that was, I think, more appropriate than what was originally proposed. And so we are recommending approval of that COA. Any questions on the bridal house? Because I'm going to just move through these, but I'm happy to answer any questions. Good? Okay. COA number 2 is 2020. The next one is 2025, 829 Franklin Street. There's a lot of these. This is a roof repair. We've got a bunch. It's the end of the season, and including the front door. And it's just basically cleaning up the front door. Nothing's changing. They're just fixing the seal on it, et cetera. So that was also staff approved. And I know there's some, these are 2 in the business district and they're highly visible. So I just wanted to ask if anybody has any questions. Okay. We will move on to the next one, which is an application COA 2025-046 at 219 East 10th Street. This is a re-roof project. It's the same materials, basically same color. Another fantastic house. It's nice to see roof being replaced on this one.
209.
209? Oh, sorry, 209 East 10th. I have no idea what I said, but it is 209 East 10th. Forgive me. Thank you. Been a long day. Any comments on this? All right. The next is 2025-047, 710 East 11th. This is a fence project. Deb actually gave us some consultation on this one to make sure we had it right with the front and the rear and the side yards because of the way that it faces the railroad tracks. And this one is also good to go, subject to getting a permit, which is true of many things. And so we are recommending approval. Do we have any comments on 710 East 11th? Goes to show you there's a lot happening in the city, given just the list of these things. 2025-048, 507 East 10th is also a roof replacement, same materials, same color. Any questions on this one?
Yeah, I'm just curious on these re-roofs so you approve the color that they suggest a color and then you approve that, or?
As we discussed at the meeting 2 months ago, we really don't have a purview on color. As long as it's not some sort of drastic change, and none of them have been. So it hasn't warranted any kind of concern to raise. They're usually the same color, or they might go a little bit lighter sometimes, but they haven't been anything, I would say, notable or out of the ordinary. And then several of them are actually rubber roofs
Okay.
that you can't see. Because I know we had a chat about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
About the shingles, though, I just would just encourage not using black. So I
Well-
don't know if anybody's re-roofing in black, but we should discourage that because it doesn't seem historically appropriate.
Well, as we look at our new guidelines, I think we're going to be talking a lot more about things. Maybe we could talk some more about that. I particularly am hung up about color. That's just a preference of mine, but I agree. But I haven't seen anything. I didn't see anything drastic, Larry,
Okay,
but I'll keep an eye out. Thank you for that. I
Yep.
appreciate it.
thanks.
Yeah. We have another COA is 2025-052. This is 211 West 8th, another roof replacement. Again, same, basically same color, same shingle style. So glad to see this one happening as well. Lovely little house. Any comments on this? All right. Our friends at Hokkaido, this is next, 2025-054. This is 710 Washington. As we know,
701.
701. I'll calm down. Yeah, it's a long list. 701 Washington. This is for a sign on their new location. I conferred with Deb on this one as well, just given the visibility and signs. And because the sign itself, the signs aren't changing. They're not being moved. They're not a different shape, but they're not a different place. The recommendation was to do it under maintenance review and to approve. And so we went forward with that recommendation and they will be installing, they're basically going over the existing signs. If you've driven by there, you can see it.
Mhm.
Okay. Any comments on that? No. Okay. The next COA is 2025-55, 512 East 8th. This is another re-roof. Same color, same architectural, same shingle. Hearing no comments, I'll go to the next, which is 2025-56. This is 215 East 10th Street. They are going to replace their siding. And it was color matched appropriate, so again, conferred with Deb, we did this under maintenance review and approved. The next one I do want to explain a little bit. 710 to 7, this is 2025-57, 714 to 716 Pine. Now this, as you know, this home has been in front of you before. They're doing, Kyle Cochran and his wife are doing a variety of improvements to this lovely house. And one of the things that this COA is about is installing skylights in the roof toward the back. You cannot see them from the street. Again, we conferred with Deb on this one because they would like to convert the attic into an apartment. Now, that's up to the building department to be able to approve that, but it did need to go through the commission here because they have to have emergency egress. And so we felt that was the best way, and you can't see it. So, and speaking with Deb, we went ahead and did a staff review and approval on this one as well. Happy to entertain any comments or thoughts.
Emergency egress is not through the skylight.
No. It cannot be through a skylight.
Right.
So, but for a COA, that's up to the building department, but it doesn't, and they can say no,
Okay.
but it didn't violate, we went ahead and asked them to put through so that they can move forward, but I would agree, because I'm gonna get my ladder out and get through the skylight if there's a fire. I agree, but I guess it's his way of trying to move it forward, and so we agreed we have him go ahead and do the COA, and then we will address the building code issue with the building department, if that's appropriate for everyone. But I wanted to make sure you knew about it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So are the skylights flat? They don't project beyond the roof
They
line?
looked flat.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know what the inside looks like, so I have no idea how it would actually operate, but point taken. Thank you so much. Any other comments? Okay. And I do think we're getting closer to the end. We have 2025-58. This is 520 East 11th Street. A lot of action going on 11th. You can see the railroad tracks here. This is another re-roof. And it needs it. This one is, yeah, they're ready to go. So this one is another, the same shingle, the same color. The next is COA application 2025-59, and this is 1010 Cedar Street. And this is a window replacement. Again, went through and chatted with Deb about this one as well. It's vinyl for vinyl. And so we have staff approved this request. Is there any questions about 1010 Cedar? No. I didn't hear it. I just want to know if you have any comment. Okay. Moving forward, the next one is 2025-53, and this is 431 East 8th Street, and they are going to be touching up the paint. Again, we chatted with this applicant. It was great. They chose from the color palette, and we approved. And I'm glad to see this beauty getting worked on as well. So it'll be a nice upgrade. Those are all of the staff review maintenance items and the certificates of appropriateness that were put through with staff and are in front of you now.
Does anyone have any questions or comments? I do have a question, Wendy. 421 East 8th Street. I know this came before us, I want to say probably 2 years ago, redoing the house. They are now making it 2 separate apartments with 2 separate entrances. How they're going to do it, they haven't decided yet, but don't they need to come back in, changing it from a 1-story home to a apartment complex? Or not?
Well, if it constitutes a physical change in the appearance of the building, yes. Now, it may not be a zoning issue. I mean, depending on how it's zoned, Ms. Dalton, it may very well qualify to be a duplex. That's often the case. But if they are changing and I will look at Mr. Ziegler there for me, but if they are changing the appearance and impacting any way that you can see from the street or right away, yes, it would have to come back in front of the, that would have to come before this board, unless I am mistaken.
No, they have not changed the exterior, but and the only reason I know is I pick up a lady that lives beside it going to church, and they said, when we figure out how you're going to be able to get to the upstairs without entering through the front door, then they will let her come and see it. But I just thought, well, if they're changing it from a single family dwelling to 2 apartments, I would think they needed to let somebody know, but.
We can check the zoning, but in many cases, we have in various parts and definitely probably in this area, you can do a duplex.
Well,
by right.
Right. It's like one house down across from Mr. Warner that was here earlier. And that's an apartment that he has. It always has been. This house was always a single family, but that's where it's at right in that.
Gotcha.
block,
Okay,
so.
we can happy to double check on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, adding the second door or entrance would have to come before you, or doing a pop-up on the second floor to create a dormer would have to come before you. Just like the other one you mentioned with the skylights, they're going to need a second means of egress. That's going to need to come before you. So adding whatever they're going to do, but yeah, anything like that. Yeah.
Agreed. Thank you so much. Any other comments or questions on any of these?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
you recall at our last meeting, we had, I asked for a motion to just approve the staff report. You're not approving these COAs. They've been reviewed and approved by the staff, but to just approve Wendy's report. I think that would be appropriate.
I'll make a motion to accept Wendy's report as presented for her approval of all of the listed COAs, which I'm not going to go through A through M.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Hi.
Do you need it to be a roll call one, Steve?
We'll
We
go.
decided last time, we discussed it, and I don't think it's necessary. We can just have a voice vote.
Thank you.
Agreed.
Okay.
Awesome. And I will just say, it is nice to see good investment and activity in the
Yes.
historic districts, and there hasn't been any delays. We're doing quite well. So I appreciate the teamwork, and I appreciate the folks that are investing. It's nice to see.
Okay, we'll go to old business.
We have two items under old business, and one of them is the status of Indiana Landmark Survey. I know there's been a lot going on, but perhaps Todd would give us a brief update on how it's going and then anticipate when it might be finished or how things are in general. How about that? Thank you.
This is when I get to tell or tell Deb what her deadline is. Is that how this works?
After Saturday.
Yeah, we've chatted about it. I know she's working on it. So I would hope we'd have something back to you to go along with her November meeting. I think that's probably doable. So we've chatted. I know she's working on it. So stay tuned. We'll get back to you by November.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Really appreciate it. And, it's not going anywhere. So I know she's working at it. So that's wonderful.
She doesn't want to have to do it in the snow. So
Right.
Getting it done here soon.
I figured weather would be a motivator. It always is up here, so that's wonderful. And we'll look forward to seeing it. And that way we can also get our GIS up to date and make sure that everything we're putting out to the public and utilizing is up to date as it can be. And I think that's great because the data really does matter. It's wonderful. The second item we have is just ordinance and design guidelines review. Our initial recommendations, hopefully in November. We too are working on it, just doing our review and seeing, how we might be able to make things easier or what needs to change. So we'll come back to this board in November and give you some initial recommendations, and we'll have a chat about it. So that is all the old business that I have on our agenda.
Anyone else have any old business? Then we'll go to new business.
The new business is, it probably is old business actually, but we're going to call it new. It's all good. As you know, by ordinance, we have the ability to charge a fee for our certificate of appropriateness applications, and that fee is $50. It will go, it has been delayed. We had some technical difficulties, and we do have to order some equipment in order to be able to really put it into effect in an easy way for everyone to be able to utilize. So we're going to delay it until January 1st. And we've been letting folks know so that they're not caught off guard. Many people have absolutely offered to pay. They're just asking how. So I thought, well, that's a good sign. But it has been delayed until January 1st. Happy to entertain any comments or thoughts on that. Just want to keep you in the loop.
I will say, as a business owner, I appreciate that because trying to go on the cloud permit site, it would not let you do what you were supposed to be doing. You get all the way done and then it would say, repeat, please. And so it's easier just to come in, talk to Sue, give her your money and do a paper one until it's ready to go. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, we're just not ready. We will pull it in to cloud permit eventually, but we're just not ready yet either, Ms. Dalton. So I appreciate the patience. I know there's been a lot of challenges, so we're making progress.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good for letting people know. Any other staff comment?
Not for me. I've kind of commented as we've gone along. I really do appreciate the cooperation, and I think we're making good strides and getting good investment and getting good projects, and that's really nice to see.
I would like to thank Gianna for all that she does. Really appreciate it. Thank you. And the only public we have is the gentleman sitting over there with the earphone, but I don't think he has any comment.
Drew's good to go.
So do we have any comment from the commission?
Yes, Madam Chair, I'd like to ask a question. And Todd, you don't necessarily have to respond today, but it's just something that I find of interest. In concerns of reviewing of black roofs, it's my understanding that historically, if it's of a coal tar or a slate, that's appropriate. It's the asphalt shingle in particular that we're objecting to. And then I want clarification if that is also carried over true to an MCM, even though our districts typically don't have. But if we ever decide to have an MCM, because we have some notable MCMs here in town. Yeah.
I'll go backwards. Most mid-century modern houses flat roofs you can't see, so it's less of an issue, except for the coping around the edge. So that would just be something you might want to think through when you designate something mid-century that has a flatter roof on it. Just be paying attention to the coping metal around the top, because you can't really see the roof surface. So that would be a staff approvable item, whether it's white or black. White would be less heat absorbing. So that's not a commission purview, but just a comment. But probably that coping. As far as the asphalt roofs, I think under color, you probably could review the color of asphalt roofs. If you're reviewing color for siding and paint, I think you could make a case for reviewing the color of the asphalt roofs if you so chose. That's up to y'all. You just need to make that decision, and whether you have a pre-approved like your windows, where then the staff could say, okay, well, it's these 4 colors that you've pre-approved, and that way it keeps things moving forward and doesn't start bringing a bunch of roofs back to you that you don't want to do anyways. Be a way to handle it. Just, like whatever colors, browns and beiges and not reds, right? Like, I would just keep things moving and flowing for the applicant. So black is getting a little bit dated anyway. So I think you're going to see fewer of those as far as asphalt's concerned. Most folks are. So just approve not only the color, but the type. Are you looking at a dimensional shingle or a 3-tab, so that you have both color and type of shingle specified if you're going to do staff approvals? Does that make sense?
It does. And actually, you just brought up something I didn't even think about. 3-tab.
Right. I mean, your guidelines, and basically it's in kind. So if it has 3-tab, they probably could do it with 3-tab and not have to do anything. But just thinking some things through for that. So yeah, dimensional would be more replicative of a cedar shingle roof. So that typically, does that make sense? But anything after the 20s is going to probably have an asphalt anyways, and a lot of them would have been the interlocking ones in the 20s and 30s. So there's a bunch of different types to be thinking about for pre-approval. T-tabs, diamond tabs, whatever. Pretty typical in the 20s and 30s, really. So, and then you mentioned coal tar or slate.
Yeah.
Those are typically gray. So if you're doing a gray replacement, that would make sense. Not a lot of coal tar roofs that are on a pitch.
Yeah.
Those are usually flat. So again, that wouldn't really come under your purview in a sense.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we were clear, because it seemed like it was coming across that if it was black, it was no,
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
and I just wanted to bring light to, no, there are some things out there.
yeah.
And one of them, I'm not gonna give you the right address, but kitty corner to Root Funeral Home,
Yes,
that one has a dark slate roof.
Yeah.
It's like almost black.
Yeah, really dark gray. It's not black, it's really dark gray. So just as you think through those things, those are some of the differences. To answer your question. Yeah, I don't know of a black slate necessarily on a roof, maybe decorative, but dark gray. Yeah.
it's interesting you said red, because I was shocked Sunday to see a red metal roof on a residential house.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, it
Well,
looked,
actually, you see, you can get me started. You just want to go home. In the 20s and 30s, there were red asphalt T-tab roofs.
asphalt, right?
Correct. I was thinking about the bright stark red that get with the metal, but there were green and red appropriate
Well, this-
asphalt
This was
roofs
metal and
on the
it
20s
was
and 30s,
bright.
not metal, but
Yeah.
metal tended to be gray.
I hope
Anyways,
we don't get into that. Anybody else have any questions or comment? And like I said, I don't think we have any public comment. So I call for adjournment. We have a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. This is a record.
It is.